bit of tape,
Oh,
and he would take a bit of sticky tape and stick it over the camera and the microphone of his laptop when he was just generally surfing and we were talking about stuff and it was seemingly offline. But it was quite amazing because after that moment, particularly after that moment, I've become very, very aware of data sharing and data selling.
yeah.
And like I say, Microsoft, I don't trust because Microsoft is just this huge entity which basically pretty much runs the American economy, along with Amazon and a couple of others. And too much of my information can get out there.
Yeah. Well, definitely, even with things like this, like Facebook Meta will be, keeps tabs on what it is, and I suppose like there's a listening station down here called Mount Gabriel. They have some satellite dishes and big listening devices and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And when the IRA were fairly active in the 60s and 70s, they had these things. The military put them in to keep an eye on and listen for buzzwords. Now they say that that's still going on and still being operated. That different entities can clue into that. With the Al Qaeda now and all of this other stuff.
oh yeah,
The
they can do
terrorists.
anything under the guise of anti-terrorism. They can do whatever
Exactly.
the hell they like.
So it's been written about. It's been in movies. With Tom Clancy, that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So for sure, and even as far as someone being able to get in and turn on your camera once your computer or your laptop is on, that they can see what's going on and from hear what's going on. That's it's frightening stuff, and it's kind of I don't think it really affects the small person to that extent, unless you're using words like how to make a bomb and stuff. You keep
yeah,
throwing out those buzzwords. That's going
exactly.
to
I
that's
think
going
the
to
secret is to keep mentioning dancing monkeys.
yeah.
You're right, and to be quite honest with you, I was working in London when the St Mary's Axe bomb went off down at the trading markets,
Mm,
and it went off at the weekend. I was down there. I think it was a Sunday morning. I think something like that. But the markets were empty, and the bomb went off, and like almost immediately, I was down there talking to a guy. I forget what was happening. Oh yeah, we went on site. He said, "While the site is quiet, we need to come down and sort this out." And we were
mm,
just down the road from St Mary's Axe in the trading district, and and the bomb went off. And about 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, everybody knew somehow that it was an IRA bomb.
mm,
And I just thought, hold on a second. And I started to wonder if it was an IRA bomb, to be quite
mm.
honest with you. But all that sort of thing going on, it's data, isn't it? As far as the government's concerned and agencies are concerned, it's data. And it's like proxy when in the early days of having a proxy server on our communications when I was over in the Middle East, everything was via a proxy server. So and it had like keywords. And
Mm,
and listen to this. I searched online. I'm from Essex, okay, and I searched online Essex Chronicle, which is like the local newspaper where I was brought up in Chelmsford.
right.
Okay, Essex Chronicle, and the proxy server. I was in Dubai at the time, and the proxy server wouldn't let me through to there. It was blocked because the word sex was in the title in the search.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. That's all they do. They proxy servers, and people say, "Oh, they're listening in. They're listening in." If you're on the watch list, then you'll be listened to a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chance of you being sort of listened into by happenstance
Yeah.
is pretty rare. But now the problem is that the digital data we give and we operate all day, like Amazon and
Mm,
stuff like that, the digital data we give is key information now.
yeah.
and it's
And,
got value.
yeah, and that's where it's being listened to. In what are you doing? What are you buying? You know, your religious habits, your buying habits, all that sort of stuff. You know, and how to control or to affect your. I mean, that's what we were saying about the voting system in America. There was it last year, not this particular one, but the last time was that of course, Russians get blamed for everything, but they do seem to be very computer
That's because
savvy.
they wear black hats, mate. That's because they wear black hats.
But you know, where they were using all of these algorithms and stuff like that to change people's minds and to see what their issues were and to kind of turn it around and say, oh well, your man would be very good for that, and you know, to influence their voting habits. For sure, we're all being programmed one sort or the other. You
Oh
know.
God, yeah. What I found quite worrying the other day, not for us here in the UK or in Ireland, is it's I found it quite worrying worldwide because apparently in California now in the US, uh, it's illegal for them at polling stations. It's illegal for them to ask you for ID.
Jeez.
Anybody can walk in and vote, okay, and give anybody's name, but they don't have to show an ID that that's the person.
Yeah, it's just gone crazy.
And I thought, oh, that is just ridiculous. I know they're trying to be inclusive and all the rest of it.
Mm,
Well, you're trying to include idiots and criminals,
mm.
basically, and people who want to turn it round a different way, as it were.
Yeah, make it easy for them.
Yeah, and so once again, it's this digital age. It's a different. It's like everything else. So if you came up with a pure source of energy,
Mm,
the free energy machine, okay, like a lot of things, that can either be for good or it can be
yeah,
weaponized for bad.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All good, we can put it in our tanks. All good, we can put it in our planes. All good,
Mm,
it's it's down to the use of it,
yeah.
not down to the concept. And the world is littered. I saw an engine. I physically saw an engine that was invented, and it in its day it was quite groundbreaking.
Mm,
And it was an electric engine, electric motor. And basically, the reason I call it an engine was because you got it turning and it produced more electricity
right.
than it
Need
ate,
it.
if you like.
Mm,
So, and I saw that, and basically that was bought out by somebody and
mm,
never seen again.
yeah.
That's basically sort of buying out the competition in the market.
Yeah.
That could have been really bad at the time for the motor industry, the
Mm,
car industry. So I'm sure that one of the car industries, oh yeah, I'll give you £50 million for it or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go,
Absolutely.
oh yeah, fantastic, thanks very much. And we'll only use it for good. So then they stick it on a shelf gathering dust somewhere and say,
Yeah.
oh, that will never see the light of day again.
Yeah. 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 Which is unfortunate. Yeah. That is the situation. Which I mean, it was the same with Tesla when he came up with the light and stuff, and he wanted to give it free for humanity. And Rockefeller and the other guys said, "Oh, all they saw was ching to ching,"
Yeah,
and blacklisted him. You know, and he ended up being a pauper and being ridiculed. And his while the other two boys went off and made millions on it. You know, so
yeah, it's the same old story, isn't it? It's and the shame of it really is that we're actually polluting the pool of inventors
mm,
because you're taking it down to who can make the most money out of it rather than who can benefit most
yeah,
from it.
yeah,
It's like the English guy up in the north of England, guy invented the uh, wind-up radio, and it's
all
not
right,
it's not like wind-up engines, clockwork engines have never been there, but he did it and he built it into a radio. And in Africa, it sold millions. And the
mm,
main reason it sold millions in Africa was the fact that he sold it for a tiny bit over cost. So he kept it to himself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
got them made, and he sold it for like low cost, so more people could see it.
Mm.
And then lo and behold, it went away.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure at some point either he'd like died and passed it on to his kids or whatever, but at some point it had been sold off, or it had been maybe the patent ran out and
Mm.
somebody else thought, oh, we'll rip it off now,
Yeah.
or we'll take it out of the market. But it's a shame, because it stifles creativity.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're talking about Africa there now. There, a few years ago, there was a news report. Now, not part of what Africa, but a schoolgirl devised this thing to get water out of the atmosphere. Very cheap, very inexpensive. And it's like you hear about them now, what they're going on about the Sudan and the other place where there's no water. How come they
Gosh,
don't have how come they don't have those things going on, you know? There's always this political thing around where, like I said, people complain about the war. All you have to do is stop giving them bullets, and that's it, war over, you know. But there's still somebody's making a lot of money on
Starve,
it. So
starve the war, isn't it?
yeah,
That's what you need to do. You need to starve it.
yeah,
Starve it of like say weapons. And if they've got the weapons, then starve them of the ordnance to use in the
exactly.
weapon.
End the story. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
the same, with these things like in the Lebanon and stuff like that. Definitely your man is out to annihilate them altogether. He doesn't care about peace, and he doesn't care about
no,
this two solution. He just wants them gone,
he,
full
he,
stop.
he wants to shift greater numbers at all times.
Yeah, yeah,
And the thing is, what really sort of gets to me, and I'm a grumpy old git to some degree these days, but one of the things that gets me is the fact that when governments use what they think is inventive ways to not support war. Like they'll sell their weapons to a third party without giving it, as long as the third party goes, honest, I won't sell them into war zones.
yeah,
Okay. Well, what do you need them for then? Is the question they should be asking. They go,
yeah.
oh, okay, fantastic. Here, have your $26 billion worth of oh, what? They came up in a war zone. How did they get there? They weren't ours. We sold them to this guy, or we
Yeah,
sold them to somebody else. We didn't sell them to them. I don't know how they got there. And it's just this bloody smoke and mirrors, hide behind the bloody cloak
mm,
of invisibility that is like international arms dealers, you
yeah,
know? It's crazy. But what I do find myself realizing now is that one of my challenges is the fact that I like to think of myself as peace-minded and also somebody who likes to smile and have a happy, content life. Okay,
mm,
but my big flaw is the fact that I think other people think the same way,
yeah,
and there's a lot of people that actually don't. They think they might be sort of polar opposites to me.
yeah,
They might be grumpy and all about the money and stuff like that, and I can't come to terms with that. I still
yeah,
can't. And I refuse to now. As you get older, you get more entrenched in your position, and I just find myself going, no, I'm not
mm,
giving way to those people. No, everybody should be smiling and be nice to each other.
exactly. But even what we're talking about here now, I'm sure there's a great majority of people out there going to say, "Oh, we're something anyway." That you know,
Yeah, it's
can't think of the
it's
word.
it's strange because the beauty of everybody as an individual is wonderful, but
Mm,
the realism of everybody as an individual is that it might be if there's 26 billion people in a room, they're going to be thinking 26 billion different things.
yeah,
And their take on what those things are to each other goes up to like 8 billion, 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 billion
mm,
things.
yeah. You're
And
you're you're okay if you're thinking if you're thinking and talking the same as me. Otherwise,
that's
you're a
it,
terrorist or you're
yeah.
something.
And the whole thing now, there's so many debates, especially online, because the social media for me has been a blessing, but also been a huge curse.
Mm,
because there's it's just like flooded with negative things.
Mm.
And it's all about clickbait, getting the views, getting this
Yeah, yeah.
by calling it one thing or by doing something stupid. There was this thing the other day, and I just happened upon it. I just thought, oh yeah, guy doing social experiment. Okay, let's have a look at it. Let's see what he does. I might have a bit of a laugh at this.
Mm.
It was basically it was like baiting people, and then saying, well, aren't people stupid? And for me, it was just like celebrity for celebrity's sake now seems to be
Mm.
the currency of the younger generations.
Mm.
Oh, I'm a celebrity. Well, what are you a celebrity for? It used to be that you did something special, so you were a celebrity. Oh, you were a brilliant actor, or you wrote a fantastic book, or something like that. But now you just got to go in there and trip over something.
Exactly. Or be stupid.
Yeah, do a stupid dance and
Yeah.
get, oh, it's a celebrity.
Yeah.
What? For
I
why?
remember that program, Steve Harvey, Family Feud. It's still on. I think he's in Africa now doing it. But I remember
Oh, really?
when I came across it first and thinking, wow, listen to some of the stuff that was up on YouTube of the answers people were given. But the thing about it was that he used to say, oh man, he says, you're so stupid. You're going to be up on YouTube now. Everybody going to know. I said that if you like, that's what I said, I say, oh, well, I want to be on YouTube. And
Yeah,
so the more outlandish people were saying, or the more stupid it was they were doing it
yeah.
so they'd be up on YouTube. Not so they'd win the contest or
Stupidity equals viral equals celebrity,
yeah.
and it's a strange path to tread, because I would love for us to have sort of a load of viewers, and everybody take something away from it. Okay,
Mm,
but I wouldn't come on here and say, look, I've got a hammer in my hand, bang, 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 let's go viral,
yeah, yeah,
and then I'm a celebrity. How do what are you a celebrity for? Hit my head with a hammer live.
yeah.
What? It all started for me becoming like widespread with Big Brother in the UK.
Mm,
As soon as they started doing Big Brother, there's people on there doing stupid things and being horrible and being
mm,
stupid and chosen for their stupidity
yeah.
being on the program.
The name of the game.
Uh, and then they come out and say, oh, what have you done? What's your career? Oh, I was on Big Brother.
Mm,
Is that a career now?
mm. Well, the joys of it all. Ken, we're coming up to a half an hour. We've been
Yeah,
on for 33 minutes. So I
fair
think
deal, mate. One thing I do need to say to you is, like I say, I put that last week's out on Facebook, and I didn't get any replies back
mm,
or anything. You might have seen, because it linked to your
yeah,
YouTube video. It might be because I watched it a few times because I wanted to learn from it. I wanted to
right.
see, the routines we were going through, and what we were asking each other and talking about. And but I you might have had some views on there. Now I can't see the analytics of that,
Yeah, yeah.
but what I might do is, if we take the recording of this one, I might edit it slightly and then just put out a short video on
Exactly.
YouTube, and
Yeah.
then do literally a 20-second note on Facebook and stuff, just saying, like, me talking to Declan.
Mm,
Here's the link. Have a crack at it. Tell us what you think.
yeah,
Just want
yeah,
some
yeah.
feedback.
For
See where
sure.
we go with this.
Sounds good.
Okay, mate.
Ken,
How
I
are
gotta
things,
wish
how
you
are things with you on a personal note?
not too bad, not too bad.
Good, man.
And
Good, man.
another week I'll be in the sun. I'm
Oh,
off
we
to the
going away
Canaries.
next
Yeah,
week?
yeah. Saturday.
Oh, whereabouts you going?
Went to Ventura in the
Oh,
Canaries.
nice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, you have a
Bit
good
of
one,
heat.
mate. You have a good one. You need the sunshine. Everybody needs the sunshine every once in a while. Get away
That's it.
from this. I say that we've got the sunshine outside the window at the moment, but it's like sort of, I don't know, 6 or 7 degrees. Great for photography.